Hi there, it's Dr. Nadia here, founder of the Doyenne Agency and host of Straight Talk About Sales with Dr. Nadia. Today I wanted to talk about COCO. This was actually a term that I saw on Allie Brown's website, and she talked about coached out and cashed out, or was it cashed out and coached out? Either way, it's COCO. And in that, she talked about some of the burnout you're starting to see in the coaching industry where clients have invested tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in investing in their businesses and investing in high-end coaches and programs and masterminds and doing all of these things to build their businesses and move them forward. So what happens? What happens when you are a coach and you're desiring to work with new clients and help them achieve transformation in their lives and their health and their business and their relationships. But then also what happens when you are that person that's feeling a little COCO. There were just a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Is something that I definitely see on both ends. I see it, as being someone that does sales and has those conversations with potential clients. And then also as someone that has invested a lot of money in coaching herself and building her business. And I've seen, those moments when I felt a really COCO in terms of just like looking at my cash flow and then also just feeling really exhausted. So today I wanted to take the perspective of if you're that person, that there's support, because I really do believe in getting support in your business. Whether that's a coach or like myself, I have a counsel now at this stage in my business. I was actually talking to another colleague this week over dinner, and she was like, I just really feel like I'm beyond that point where I want to coach. So there's some other type of support that she desires in her business, and she wasn't necessarily clear on what that was. And you may find yourself in that place too. So here are a couple of things that I did when I found myself in that space of being COCO. And when you think about it too, if you were to put yourself in your prospects or your potential customers or clients' shoes, what would you say to them? And what are some of the things that you would do to start to shift that so that they could move forward and really get the desired results that they want to see? So one of the things, and this is something that was huge for me when I was going through a really dark time in my business, was just to acknowledge where I was. And I talked about that, I am where I am. That was a big statement for me. And it was because there were times in my business when I was really keen and prone, and let's just be honest, right, of sticking my head in the sand. There were just a lot of things I just didn't want to deal with. I didn't want to acknowledge that things weren't necessarily working. I didn't want to acknowledge that the ship was sinking, and I had to take that moment and just say, you know what, I am where I am. And it wasn't around a place of judgment. It was just an acknowledgement of this is where I am. And it's really important to do that, because once you acknowledge where you are, then you can put together a plan to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. But when you don't even know where you are, it's really hard to do anything else. Even your GPS, if they can't pinpoint where you are, she can't tell you where to go, how to get to your desired destination. So that is really key, to just take a time to just acknowledge it, to release all the judgment around it, whether you're in a great place or a not so great place. Especially if you're feeling COCO, you're probably not in a great place right now. And there are a lot of things that may be coming up for you. So it's just important to just acknowledge that, just to take it all in, allow yourself to feel all the feels around that, because once you get through that piece of it, then you can put together your plan, your action plan, whatever that plan may be. The other thing that I thought was really key in feeling this is, number 2 is take a break. And you may think, Dr. Nadia, have you lost your mind? And a break looks different for all of us. But it was really key for me. I remember I was so burned out and so exhausted. And on paper, it made absolutely no sense for me to take a break from doing anything, because I wasn't yet generating enough cash, or the cash that I wanted to see in my business. But I was just tired. I had nothing left to give. I was so beyond E, right? And so I took a break. I took some time away. And I was just able to just unplug. And I just kind of did that thing. And it wasn't a stick your head in the sand. It was a very intentional decision of I acknowledge where I am. And part of where I am is I am exhausted. I am burnt, crispy toast. Like I am done and I need to take a break or else it's going to have even more devastating effects on not only me, but my health and my relationships and all of that. So I took some time away, about 6 weeks or so of just slowing down. I may have still been doing stuff in my business, but it wasn't at the same intensity. And then eventually I did just take several weeks away from the business altogether, like completely unplugged. So whatever that looks like for you, it's important to acknowledge it, but definitely take a break to give yourself time to recalibrate. One of the things that comes from being able to take a break is you come back with such clarity that when you do have the energy and the focus, you can a lot of times pick up speed and move a lot faster to get those results. But boy, let me tell you, it's really tough when you're burnt out and you have nothing left to give. And then the final thing that I would say is focus on revenue generating activities, focus on sales. And I get it. There's so many things that need to happen in your business, but when you're at that point and you're focusing on cash, being cash and cashed out, coached out, right? Focusing on cash. What is it going to take to generate revenue? Sales in your business. Are you running specials? Are you going to focus on high-end clients only? Are you going to go get a job? I remember at one point in my business, that's exactly what I did. I took a temporary position. I called it my investor in my business. I called it the place. It was the place I had to go to for about 4 months, but it gave me the reprieve and more importantly, the cash that I needed in order to stop the bleeding and really get some perspective and be able to get back on level footing in my business. What does that look like for you? But it's really important that, there's so many things that we want to do in our businesses. There's so many things that we think are important for us to, to do in our business. But if it's not generating revenue for you in that moment, then it's definitely something that you have to look at in terms of, is this necessary for me right now, given where I am in my business right now? And so, like I said, these are just a couple of things that I've seen. These are some of the things that I am seeing like right now and talking to people and having some of these conversations. And, this isn't a blanket statement, but it is definitely something that, especially after talking to a colleague just this week. And I was like, you do get to that point sometimes. And not to say that she was in a COCO state, because that's honestly not where she is right now, but she's definitely, I will say she's half of the co. Not necessarily cashed out, but definitely coached out. What does that look like for you? And is it a different type of experience that you're looking for right now in your business? What does that look like? But then, definitely taking a minute to even look at, what are your prospective clients really up against right now? And what are some of the things that you're hearing when you're having your sales conversations or your enrollment conversations? What is that you're getting, that feedback that you're getting back? And take a minute to really look at that and say, what adjustments might I want to make, if any, based on this? But if you're finding yourself that you are the one that's in that COCO state, when I read that several months ago, that LA did that article, it would just really resonate. I was like, I remember being there. And now recently, just having quite a few conversations, I'm starting to see that there are many others there. And that doesn't stop. I didn't stop investing in my business. I may have taken a break, obviously, but I didn't stop. And in its work, it's paid off. I've made some really good investments in my business. My business is growing, but I also know what it's like to be done. Like, just stick a fork in me. I'm so done. So I invite you, and I really encourage you to acknowledge where you are. Take a break if you need to. We're coming up on the holidays. Now's a great time to take some rest and recuperate and rejuvenate. But then also have a keen focus on revenue. What is that thing that's going to generate the revenue that you need to see in your business? And really being clear on, short-term revenue versus long-term revenue. Because, sometimes we have to do what we have to do to generate the cash in our businesses, whatever that means for you and your business. All right, sounds great. So again, this is Dr. Nadia with Straight Talk About Sales. Just talking about today, the phenomenon of feeling COCO. Not loco, but COCO. Anyway, I thought it was cute. I thought I would share that with you. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to head on over to drnadiabrown.com, or you can follow us on Facebook at the Dr. Nadia. All right, talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.